Okay, level check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks like we got that. Get the lights turned on. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Level check. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. If you're starting to watch or waiting to watch the live streaming weather show, I am doing a level check right now, making sure all the buttons are pushed, and it looks like they are. Okay, I'll be with you in less than a minute, and we'll do the weather show live. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, everybody, it's 7:15 on my clock here. Hi, I'm meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. This is the First Alert 7:15 live weather show from the streaming center at Fox 19 now. And let's start off by taking a look at a time lapse from Turfway Park, starting at 6:08 a.m. And you can see the weird color to the sky. It's kind of that combination of some high, thin cloud cover and some wildfire smoke. And as we headed through the day, there are the horses working out in the morning. Temperatures climbed, you can see, into the 70s, then the 80s. We had a few cumulus clouds form, a little bit of a breeze out there. It wasn't a bad day. The humidity was on the high side. And our latest view at 7:15, we'll switch to the live view here. You can still see that looks like a little bit of smokiness in the atmosphere up there. At the surface, a little bit of haziness because the humidity is on the higher side. And again, we are talking about today being a day very much like summer around the tri-state. So let's go ahead and take a look at a quick look ahead. Warm again tomorrow, clouds increase, humidity even higher than today. It's going to climb a little bit through the day, but not oppressive yet. For Thursday, showers, thunderstorms, and summertime sticky, and the same thing for Friday. Some showers and thunderstorms and summertime sticky. And we may have to modify the forecast for Saturday a little bit because it looks like the system may hang up in our southern counties. And I'll go over that in just a couple minutes. Okay, here's the latest model data, and you can see that we are looking at dew point temperatures hitting 69 Thursday at 5 p.m., 72 Friday at 5 p.m., and that's very high. I mean, whenever you have dew points this high, it is summertime sticky, dog day sticky in the terms of the 70s. But what's going to save us from a high heat index Thursday and Friday is that we have thick cloud cover, we have rain coming down. The temperatures won't be that high, only in the upper 70s for highs, and so what we're looking at is just very sticky, humid air. Kind of a steam bath kind of situation rather than one with very high heat index values. And so that's what's coming our way. But notice the dew point drops off to 59 for Sunday, and that is comfortable around the tri-state. Low temperatures this morning, considerably warmer than they were yesterday morning. I think the lowest one I see there is 48, 49 at Lunkin. Both of those are at Valley Airport stations, for the 48 at Hook Field in Middletown, the 49 at Lunkin Airport, and both those valleys get cold air drainage in it. They tend to be chillier than other spots. Oxford at Miami University's airport, 61, elsewhere in the 50s, so it was about 10 degrees warmer than it was the morning before. High temperatures today. Now the final version of these high temperatures will come across about 8 o'clock, but 90 in Oxford. Oxford, the first spot, actually, yeah, the first spot to hit 90 actual temperature this year, Oxford, Miami University Airport, 90 heat index was hit at Oxford, Shelbyville, and Lebanon. And look at Madison, Indiana, also had a high temperature of 90 degrees. So little preview of summer with a little bit of summer-like humidity around the tri-state. Temperatures as of 7 p.m., Richmond down to 79, usually the coldest or the coolest, and it is no doubt today too. Elsewhere in the mid to upper 80s around the tri-state. Temperatures are anywhere from 5 to 7 or 9 degrees warmer than yesterday at this time. Look at the dew points. Now, the dew point temperature is a measure of humidity in the air, and I talked about this yesterday. The dew point can go no higher than the temperature, and when the temperature and the dew point are the same, the relative humidity is 100%. And the more there is a difference between the temperature and the dew point, the greater the difference, the lower the humidity, okay? And so dew point, if you just don't think of that, just think in terms of the actual number. Whenever the dew point temperature hits around the 60-degree mark, research over the years has shown that most people say, oh yeah, I kind of feel the humidity. They don't say it's uncomfortable, they don't say it's horrible yet, they just say, yeah, it feels kind of humid out here. Okay, then as the dew point temperature rises through the 60s, okay, it becomes less and less comfortable, and by the time you hit a dew point temperature of 70, that means it just feels really, really humid and steamy in some cases, or that dew point will push the heat index way up there. And then by the time we get to the excuse me, mid and upper 70s, we are talking about unprecedented dew points. It doesn't usually reach that high, although the dew point has made it into the low 80s for a short time at times in the Cincinnati area. But generally when it's in the 70s, it's summertime, dog days, humid, and that's kind of what we had at one point today. So let's look at the heat index values. 85 at CVG, the heat index still 87 in Harrison and at Lunken Airport, 86 in Shelbyville, 87 in Lebanon, 86 in Maysville, and 85 in Madison. So enough humidity in some cases to push that heat index up a little bit. And so a little preview of summer weather, although we are in meteorological summer, so this is really what I would consider to be the first day of true summer-like weather. Excuse me for a second, my throat is just going crazy here. I got to take a drink. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. I had a cold over the weekend, but now this is just summertime sinus. So if you take a look at the satellite radar loop, you see that shower and thunderstorm activity out there, and it's not in any real big hurry to get here. Even though it's kind of humid out there, the air upstairs is still fairly dry, and so that rain just won't make it until we get into Thursday morning, and I'll show you what the latest model says about that. But now if we zoom out, you can see it's very active. Tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watches out there, and all that rain moving more north than east. So it's going to be at least Thursday morning before we get any shower activity around the tri-state. Okay, and here is Thursday morning, starting at 11 a.m. now. Now, the interesting thing is the last model run put the first showers here all the way into our viewing area, just scattered stuff, by 7 a.m. The new model run has backed that off till about 11 a.m. So the trend is for Thursday morning's commute to be dry, but the homebound commute to be wet. So let's look at that in a little bit more detail. So starting at 11 a.m. Thursday, excuse me again. By 5 p.m., the rain is widespread. Now remember, this is a global model. It doesn't have the resolution of a radar image that you would see or a satellite image or one of the localized models. So when you see this, it doesn't mean steady rain through the entire Fox 19 Now viewing area. If you could look at this with a much higher resolution model, and the reason that can't be a higher resolution is because there would be way too much data to crunch and the computer would never get done. So it just tells us that this is the area where rain can be expected. The heaviest rain where the colors are darker or where you get into the yellow. And as a meteorologist, I'm here to tell you that most of this will be hit and miss shower and thunderstorm activity. Most areas get rain, but it won't be in one big blob that covers the entire area at any one time. So this is by 5 p.m. Thursday, so if you get to work and school without any rain on the way home, you probably will have rain. Some of it heavy, some thunderstorm activity, probably nothing severe. If there's a severe storm in this, it'll be a low-level severe storm up to the north. Okay, so that's Thursday. Now, what happens, the showers move in, the day heats up, they become more widespread like you see here. So when the night begins to cool, they go away, they come back Friday, and it looks like mostly in the south of our viewing area on Friday. Okay, now when I first saw this model run, I thought, oh, this is really hopeful because it'll push farther off to the south. Remember, this is 2 a.m. Saturday, so this is Friday evening into Saturday morning. That it'll push off to the south much faster than we thought, and that will leave the entire weekend dry. But That's not the case. Take a look at what happens. The storm system actually stalls right there, and this says that there's a very good chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity, but non-severe stuff in parts of Ripley, far southern Dearborn, Ohio, Switzerland counties, and all of northern Kentucky. And this is until 3 p.m. So it may be into the afternoon in some spots, especially from the city southward, that the rain comes to an end. If you're north of the city, I think it's going to be long gone before the sun comes up. But because it stalls out here and redevelops, there is a good chance that there'll still be some rain in the counties you see there into the afternoon hours of Saturday. And again, we're not thinking anything severe. Okay, it pushes off to the south, the humidity drops off, then we get some more showers Sunday night into Monday. But Sunday looks delightful right now. So the European model says that almost everybody, I think, as I looked at this, everybody on this map has more than a half an inch of rainfall. Some spots have even more, like it could be as much as 2 inches down in Owen County. It could be 1.17 in Dry Ridge, 1.14 Falmouth, Maysville, 1.22. Almost an inch in West Union, 3/4 of an inch or so in Georgetown, but even 1.25 inches as far north as Lebanon, and that reflects the downpours from thunderstorms. And there are no numbers there in Lewis County, but Lewis County easily 1 inch to 2 inches also. Okay, so, but that is, now take a look at this. This is the rainfall total from Thursday when it begins to Saturday when it ends. So even though this is an impressive rainfall total, it's over a long enough time period that if this was 4 or 5 hours, yeah, this would be flash flooding stuff. This is not flash flooding stuff because what we have here is a Thursday, Friday into the middle of Saturday total. So it's 2.5 days of accumulation, and that's generally slow enough for us to say it's not going to be a flooding situation, and more than likely not a severe weather situation around the tri-state. Okay, let's see what we've got next. Okay, so it's this evening. The sun sets at 9 o'clock, straight up. 9 o'clock for sunset. That's a pretty nice feel. And we are talking about temperature by 11 p.m., 72. It's currently 84. As we head through the night, we're looking at temperatures steadying out in the middle 60s, so a little bit warmer tomorrow morning than this morning. Notice the sky is clear, but there'll still be some of that wildfire smoke and a few high thin clouds out there. Now for Wednesday, here's what we've got. Sunset at 9:01 on Wednesday. We've got 69 at 8 a.m., climbing to 84 by 4 p.m. So we're in the 80s already by noon. And then by 8 p.m. down to 79. Now 84 is the forecast high. The normal high is 80, so 4 degrees warmer there. And the overnight low, as I said, was 66. 59 is the normal, so we're considerably warmer than normal during the day on Wednesday, but not anywhere near the records. The record high 96, we're 12 degrees shy of that, and the record low 43, and we're, geez, more than 20 degrees warmer than that. Excuse me. So Wednesday looks to be a nice warm day with no rain. The rain's going to hold off until Thursday and Friday, and then maybe kind of linger on into Saturday. Now we go to the Climate Prediction Center stuff, and again, we saw this yesterday, a big area of cooler than normal weather out here in the center part of the country. It looks like it's enlarging, and so the Fox 19 Now viewing area right here is on the border of normal to a little bit cooler than normal, and that, as you can see, goes from the 9th to the 13th of June. Okay, the second half of their forecast, and there's always a little overlap here, goes from the 11th to the 17th of June, and it looks like that cooler than normal kind of fades out, gets squashed down here, and we go back into warmer than normal for the 17th of June. And the Climate Prediction Center's forecast that came out on Friday, which will be updated this Friday, looks like this. And that's really consistent with what you just saw there in the 8 to 14 day outlook, but we stay warmer than normal. So it looks like through most of the rest of the month of June, we are near to warmer than normal, and we'll look at some numbers on that here in just a second. So if we take a look at precipitation outlook, the 6 to 10 day, which goes from the 9th to the 13th, we're near normal, close to a little bit above normal, but near normal precipitation. June 11th to 17th, we're near normal, and June 16th, 29th, we're on the border of a little bit greater than normal precipitation. And actually, this is kind of good news because after the rainy system we're going to get Thursday, Friday into Saturday, soils are going to be pretty wet, and it's going to take a little bit warmer than normal temperatures and a little bit less than normal precipitation for it to dry out. So the combination of temperature here and precipitation forecast from the Climate Prediction Center tells me that soil conditions will improve markedly as we head on into the latter part of June. Okay, so here is the 7-day forecast. Overnight, we're talking about a low temperature of 65, high tomorrow of 84, 68 and 79 Thursday, 70 and 78 Friday. So Wednesday, the Reds play. They play at 12:40 p.m. It's a business day special. I've got a slim chance of a shower in late in the day. That means just a little bit before midnight. And the latest model runs that have come in since I did that say that it will be probably Thursday morning before we get any rainfall. And the humidity on the higher side. In other words, it'll climb a little bit more through the day, and it'll feel a little bit stickier by the time we get to the late part of the day. Thursday and Friday, both very humid. Dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s both days. Scattered showers and thunderstorms and fairly thick cloud cover should hold those temperatures down to the upper 70s. So that spares us from a really high heat index. So with high temperatures in the upper 70s and high humidity, it's just going to feel like a steam bath out there. Excuse me again. Okay, then for Saturday, the rain, earlier again, we said the rain was going to exit early. Looks like it will exit early if you're from the city of Cincinnati northward, but if you're from the city of Cincinnati southward, it may hold on in spots until afternoon. Okay, so that's a qualification on the latest forecast for Saturday. And the humidity will drop off during the day on Saturday. So by late Saturday or Saturday evening, it'll be much more comfortable. Sunday looks delightful. Slim chance of a shower coming back in late evening and overnight. Monday, some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and 79, still kind of humid again. And then Tuesday, a few more storms are possible with a high temperature of 80, but not likely. All right, then we go to beyond the 7-day forecast. And what you've got here is you have high temperatures for 7 straight days in the 80s. And notice I've got the chance of rain on 5 out of 7 days. Now, that does not mean it's going to rain every one of those 5 days where rain is indicated. I've noted it here, mostly scattered and pop-up, okay? It doesn't look like any big storm system that's going to settle into the tri-state and give us days and days and days of rain. It's the typical summer stuff that we get. You know, you can have a nice, warm, dewy morning, and then in the afternoon the clouds build, you get a thunder shower, it goes away, that kind of stuff. And that means it'll be hit and miss. Not everybody will get rain, and in general, because it's going to be more scattered and pop-up, the soil conditions will tend to dry out and get a little bit better. Okay, but how does that compare to normal? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day plus, and what you're going to see here is high temperatures, low temperatures, and we'll put the normal lines on there, and you can see that we should be, I think the normal line isn't sitting there right, okay? So yeah, I'm going to have to fix that graphic because 79, 78, and 78 should be a little bit below normal like we saw on that one map. So there's a plotting error there. I'll fix that. So we will end up near normal by the time this 14-day temperature forecast is done. That's the 17th of June. And so a little bit above normal on the low side, right around normal on the high side. And with precipitation about normal, that gives us kind of a normal month of June. Okay. So let me go ahead and see what we have cooking here on Facebook. And then, excuse me again, my voice isn't going to hold out much longer. So I will check out Facebook, and we will see who has to say what, and then I'll have to call it a night. Jane Lawson says hello or good evening. Hi, Jane. Hope you're having a great day. Montgomery McGuire. Hi to Montgomery McGuire. Jennifer Claiborne, I missed the beginning of the forecast, okay? Yeah, and she wants to know if I'm still thinking no severe storms. I'm thinking no severe storms, so we don't expect severe storms. There'll be some lightning, some thunder, a few heavy downpours, but I think everything will stay below severe limits, so we're not looking at a severe weather situation at this point, okay? and that's for both Thursday and Friday. And no, and she says, sorry to make me repeat. No. My business is communicating the weather, and if you didn't get it or you tuned in late, I'm very happy to repeat it. Besides, I'm going to go over the forecast again anyway. But Friday and Saturday, no severe storms in the forecast at this point. Ricky McBride. Ricky McBride said, I was thinking it would be cool if Katie Morgan could come back and take over for you. You know, Katie Morgan worked here at Fox 19 several years ago. She left here and became a chief meteorologist in Nashville, Tennessee, and she just took over the market. They love her down there. She's the number one weather person in the market, does a great job with everything. And I had talked to her several times over the years about, hey, when I retire, you think you're interested in coming back this way? Her husband's from Lima, Ohio, and they're big Reds fans and Bengals fans too. And she considered it, but I think everything, as far as she's concerned, is working out so well down in Nashville. Plus, I don't know if anybody even remembers her, but if you do remember, she now is a mom of twin boys. I think they're over a year old now. So, so she's got a lot going on down there, and I really like Katie Morgan. She's a great meteorologist, a great personality, and really a good communicator. And I don't think that would happen, but if she would if she'd call me and say, hey, I'm interested in a job up there, I'd say, come on up. Okay, Susan Wally, all the hanging baskets are thirsty tonight. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, you know, Susan, I've got, when we bought our house, the driveway went back to a big kind of flat parking area, and we found out after we had bought the house that was all filled in, so there's big gravel, and we tried to plant some plants several times along the side of it between our property and our neighbor's property, and the soil was only about that thick. The rest was just big, you know, angular gravel, a pretty large size that they used to, you know, put the driveway and the pad on. So there wasn't much soil there. And there was no way to really build the soil up. So we've put viburnum now in pots, okay, until we got beyond where the gravel was. And my viburnum is very dry. It needs to be watered, and I think I'll have to do it in the morning. So, and thank you, Susan, for telling me to have a good night. Now, I'm going to go back to the 7-day forecast. We'll go over that, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so, and I don't even know what's on the screen right now. I keep losing. Oh, I'm on the screen. So let's get me off the screen, and we will go back to the 7-day forecast. I'm going to load it right now. It'll pop up here in a second, and we'll go over the next 14 days. All right, so 7-day forecast looks like this. Tonight's low 65, high tomorrow 84. Now, you probably felt the humidity today because the dew point was in the 60s. You probably said, yeah, it feels kind of humid, but it's not oppressive. Tomorrow, it'll be a little bit higher. Okay, so it'll feel a little, but still not oppressive. But Thursday and Friday will be like a steam bath both days. Okay, so 65 and 84 tomorrow. No rain tomorrow. The Reds play at 12:40 p.m. for a business day special. The Reds do not play on Thursday with a low of 68, a high of 79, and high humidity. High humidity again Friday with showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Now what's going to happen, the latest models have the activity coming in after the morning commute on Thursday. And then as the day heats up and the humidity's there, showers will become more widespread and a little bit heavier. At night, they'll settle down, stop, and they'll do the same thing. They'll refire again on Friday, and it looks like they'll continue on into Saturday morning, okay? We originally had the models taking those showers well to the south by noontime on Saturday. Now it's kind of hanging up the storm system just south of the city, and so that could mean that from the city southward, there could be scattered showers and thunderstorms into the afternoon hours of Saturday. Okay, so then Sunday, the dew point drops and the humidity drops a lot. Looks nice late in the day as we head into Monday, actually more closer to midnight. Sunday, there could be another shower. 79 on Monday with some scattered showers and thunderstorms and a few storms again on Tuesday. When we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, we find out that high temperatures will be in the 80s for 7 days, lows in the 60s. And the rainfall, even though there are 5 days there indicated with rain, it doesn't mean 5 days of drenching nonstop rains. It's not time to build an ark or anything like that. It does mean that we're going to go into more of a summertime rainfall pattern with hit and miss pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So it's one of those where, a few spots in your county may get some rain, most won't, and then the next day it could be the opposite. And so the combination of the warmer weather we're having and more near normal precipitation means soil conditions should be much, much better. Although they're not bad now, but the places where it's still wet will dry out. And there are your high and low temperatures. Notice the high temperature graph has got a mistake in it. Those 70s there on the left-hand side should be below the line. And then the low temperature. So, but what happens here is we end up with temperatures from the middle of the month on that'll be near normal. So it looks like pretty much a near normal June around the tri-state. That's it. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself a nice night. I'll be back tomorrow at 7:15.